Not all introverts are as sweet, delicate, and sensitive as many might believe. The truth is that those appealing qualities are only the top of the iceberg. Behind lies a terrifying and intimidating force. Today, we will go over 10 ways introverts seem intimidating. Number 1. They are mysterious. Because introverts don't readily open up in social situations, many people think them intimidating and unapproachable. Instead of forcing themselves to approach someone who might even ignore or reject them, they prefer to wait for others to start a conversation with them. They simply wait in the corner for the ideal opportunity to interact with one another because of this. To others, however, introverts seem snooty and are afraid to approach them because they could find their presence offensive. When someone tries to chat with them, they don't really try to continue the discussion or don't really open up much. People are intrigued by an introvert's secretive demeanor but also frightened by it because they don't know what an introvert is thinking, which makes them feel self-conscious. But introverts just need a little prodding to start engaging in deeper conversations. Number 2. They can be rude. Only if they are not mistreated are introverts considered kind. As goal-oriented individuals, introverts take dealing with people more seriously. When it comes to establishing and carrying out rules, especially in a workplace setting, they are absolute and definitive. Contrary to extroverts, introverts don't really care if people find them uncomfortable as long as they act ethically and fairly. Compared to most people, introverts are more professional and fair in their management of situations because they are motivated more by internal incentives than by what others may think. They are aware of how openness enhances their interpersonal interactions and fosters inner tranquility. People find it threatening when they act inconsiderately at times for this reason. For introverts, no matter how other people may view it, wrong always means wrong and can never be regarded as right. Number 3. Their silence. Even introverts who are not talkative might frighten others by acting silently. People want to understand what they are thinking or attempting to communicate, but introverts, particularly when they are angry, will often keep their feelings to themselves. People start to wonder what they're truly up to as a result of this. People become more interested in whether or not they disagreed with something someone said or did the more they keep their strong emotions to themselves. They simply ignore them until the other person begins to feel their icy aura. So before eventually expressing their views as an introvert, they drown them in worry and inquiry. Number 4. They are observant. Even though they may be distant and quiet, introverts are inherently perceptive of their surroundings. They are perceptive of environmental signs and are not easily deterred by the energy of others. Because of this, they are able to avoid contradictions that can result in dishonesty. Introverts view themselves as a tool rather than a bit. This is why those who try to trick them may just end up embarrassing themselves, as introverts can quickly tell what their goals are by simply monitoring their behavioral patterns. Number 5. They're driven. Introverted people are inherently motivated to act in accordance with more profound interior convictions than superficial and outward ones. Consequently, they are resistant to being influenced by opinions about how they ought to pursue their goals. If feasible, they always do things their own way and don't take into account other people's points of view, so they're less likely to be disturbed by how everyone else feels about the road they're going to pursue. People's opinions don't matter as much to introverts because they don't benefit from their compliments either. Although they enjoy being complimented, their motivation does not derive from transient benefits, therefore others couldn't just bring them down. Introverts might easily maintain themselves, making their adversaries fear their independence. Number 6. They think outside the box. Introverts are imaginative individuals who believe highly held beliefs could nonetheless be incorrect. Because of this, they frequently imagine scenarios to develop solutions that the majority had not yet discovered. However, introverts wait for the right time to speak up, whereas extroverts speak their opinions as soon as they come to mind. They simply compile all of their conflicting thoughts in their minds until they reach a consensus. Speaking less than extroverts does not necessarily indicate that their thoughts are just elsewhere. While others are clamoring for solutions, introverts are quietly formulating novel ideas. They tend to become more aware as a result, and when they begin to reveal their knowledge, others may feel scared by it. Therefore, it is never appropriate to assume that an introvert is shy. Number 7. They have strong beliefs. They believe they have their own timing to follow and do not want anyone to interfere with their companies. Especially when it comes to making decisions and picking a career route for themselves, introverts prefer privacy. As a result, introverts develop into independent adults who are better at working by themselves. They even function well at work because they require less supervision than extroverts do and are more apt to cooperate in groups. Since they have their own methods, introverts simply cannot allow anyone to tamper with them in the first place. They also require them to accept their preferences and way of life since they appreciate those of others. Number 8. They are goal-oriented. Unexpectedly, introverts are more goal-focused than extroverts. They spend less time and energy on socializing and other things outside of themselves that could be a distraction. They are able to automatically put more effort into pursuing their dreams. They can barricade themselves off from anything that might make them less motivated to achieve their objectives. They frequently isolate themselves from the temptations of the outside world and concentrate more on achieving a goal. Because their drives and talents don't stem from the energy that other people give them, but rather from within them, they are also less disturbed by what other people say than extroverts. Number 9. They choose their words carefully. Introverts don't just speak out of the blue. They have to carefully consider what to say and what not to say before speaking. People believe their words to be meaningful and effective because of this. An introvert's remarks seem to have more meaning than those of other people who speak their ideas out loud as soon as they occur to them. If somebody is terrified by their capacity to make powerful statements, it might be someone who consistently disagrees with their ideas and worldview. Those who can never understand introverts' points of view may think introverts are speaking in jargon when they describe themselves. Therefore, individuals should stop speculating about an introvert's mentality and start taking care of their own affairs. Number 10. They rationalize everything. Just assume that when you speak to an introvert, they will try to explain practically all of your points before you even get started. Before they could accept further knowledge, their mind was jumbled with competing ideas that needed to be separated. Even if they don't express it out loud, they are already justifying other people's statements in their minds, while they still converse. People who don't understand how introverts think would be at ease around them, while those who are already aware of how attentive introverts are to detail would find them intimidating. What did you think? Do all these sound correct about introverts? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video and want to see more on introverts, don't forget to subscribe.